This is Pokemon Why or Why Not, the show that transforms your Pokemon questions into theories. February 6th, Mew gave birth. We named the newborn Mewtwo. This journal entry found in the Cinnabar Mansion recalls the creation of Mewtwo, a genetically modified clone of the legendary Pokemon Mew. Team Rocket funded these experiments, and you ultimately encounter Mewtwo in Cerulean Cave. But where'd they get the Mew that gave birth? Who led the experiments? Where is it now? I have a massive theory for you that answers all these questions. So massive, I need some help.
Hello again, Algamist! Pokemon Masters Birkeeper Toby here. Now, like Al said earlier, Mew is a very mysterious Pokemon thought once to be extinct, and according to the Pokedex, it only appears to those with a pure heart. And according to some entries in the Cinnabar Mansion journals, Mew was newly discovered in South America. However, I would never have considered Team Rocket to be pure of heart. Why would Mew appear to them?
Maybe it didn't. Additional footage from the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, shows explorers being close to but never seeing the elusive legendary. Their discovery is the Pokemon's fossilized eyelash. If Mewtwo was created from a Mew fossil in the movie, why not in the games? Right next to the Cinnabar Mansion is the Pokemon Lab that specializes in resurrecting Pokemon from fossils. The lab was founded by Dr. Fuji, the man attributed with creating Mewtwo. Could Mew have been one of those fossils?
Now, Al, let's not be forgetting the multiple Mew you can find across the games. For example, there's the Mew on Faraway Island and the Mew... There's only one Mew in the game, the Faraway Island Mew. And for the record, it's found at level 30, the level that you resurrect fossil Pokemon to, like Harmonite, Kabuto, or Aerodactyl. Now, even though that Mew is ancient, it is classified as the new species Pokemon, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense, unless you consider that it was brought back to life from a fossil newly. And this, of course, would have been by Mr. Fuji.
Actually, it's Dr. Fuji, not Mr. Fuji.
Aren't they the same? Rocket scientist turned kindly old man from Lavender Town? Rumors from around town say that he came from somewhere else, and there's a picture of him with Blaine inside the Cinnabar gym. You said it yourself, Fuji founded the Pokemon Lab.
Right, but that's all the evidence there is in the games to tie the two together. I have a better case as to Mewtwo's creator, Blaine. The 7th gym leader is a quiz maker and riddle master, who's not above hidden identities. To get into his gym, you first have to delve into the Pokemon Mansion and find the secret key. According to the Fame Checker, he's lived on the island since before the lab was built. Where else would he live but the mansion? He's like the Riddler, he can't help but leave clues to his secret past.
Good point. And in the early games, he was always wearing a lab coat for no reason, as well as wearing big sunglasses, like to hide his identity. And this is also what happened in the manga. Blaine was the rocket scientist behind the creation of Mewtwo. Mr. Fuji is an entirely unrelated character in Lavender Town. So then Blaine has a picture of the two of them because
they're brothers, or cousins. Related either way. They're both older with bald pates and similarly colored hair where they have it. Dr. Blaine Fuji was the mastermind behind Mewtwo.
Yeah, actually that makes a lot more sense than Mr. Fuji. For example, when Team Rocket attacked Lavender Town and the Pokemon Tower in the Kanto games, not one of the grunts said anything about Mr. Fuji having been a previous Team Rocket scientist or anything like that. So with that out of the way, let's get back to Mew. On Faraway Island, there is a sign. This faded message reads, "If ever a person is to set foot here again, let it be a kind-hearted person." And with that hope, I leave. Signed with a faded G in the Japanese version. So after Mewtwo escaped, potentially Dr. Fuji brought Mewtwo back here?
That doesn't quite match up with the narrative we painted. If Faraway Island is Mew's original home in South America, only experienced and worldly travelers could reach it. There's 3 that come to my mind: Mr. Briny, Mr. Stone, and Drake. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's revealed that these 3 geysers sailed around the world in their youth. What do you think would happen if Mr. Stone, a collector of rare rocks and stones, found a fossil of Mew?
You mean the president of the Devon Corporation? Yeah, we already know how questionable their practices are when it comes to trying to improve their technology, specifically in regards to infinity energy. With that in mind, I don't doubt that Mr. Stone would trade Giovanni a Mew fossil in exchange for, say, better technology. In fact, technology that Team Rocket has, the ability to resurrect fossils, which they get mid-game.
Yes, that fossil was revived into the Mew that gave birth to Mewtwo. After Mewtwo escaped, it was the Sea Trio that brought Mew back to its home, where they found the fossil in their youth.
Right, and when you battle Drake in the Elite Four, he asks you if you have what it takes to beat him. And when you do, he says that you did have what it takes. A pure and virtuous heart. And that would explain why Mr. Briny would take you to Faraway Island, even when the stewardess and sailor both said that the trip is an impossible one to make. Not only does Mr. Briny know where Faraway Island is, but also you've now beaten his friend Drake. He knows that you have the pure and virtuous heart required to find Mew.
And that's exactly what Drake wrote on the faraway island sign. His Japanese name is not Drake, it's Genji, or after time has worn out the message, G. So to recap, Mew is revived from a fossil found in South America by the Sea Trio. In exchange for fossil reviving technology, it was given to Blaine Fuji, who used gene splicing technology at his home, the Pokemon Mansion, to have this Mew give birth to Mewtwo. The mansion was destroyed and Mew was spirited away to the fossil's home by Briny and Drake, where it would be safe to meet a trainer with a pure heart.
But this theory isn't over. Oh no, there are other secrets that Mew has. Because if Mew really is a fossil Pokemon, and it is the ancestor of all modern day Pokemon, then there must be some modern day Pokemon that genetically closer resemble Mew than others, and that's what we discuss over on my channel.
Make sure you subscribe to my channel to see another Pokemon theory next Tuesday. I've been the Algamist, gotta catch you later.